This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
So I remember watching this, it was an interview and the guest was narrating how she had gotten so desperate for marriage and no one was asking her out. She was a staunch Christian, a believer. She had a job. I mean, everything in check, but she just was not getting proposals. So the one proposal she got, of course, she said yes. And they're happily married. But, you know, the effort, she did a lot of heavy lifting to sort of wash him for herself. You know that philosophy. So anyway, and then the bad girls, the ones who are obviously ratchet, probably going to be unfaithful, they seem to settle into marriage so easily or just become so irresistible to men.
Can we first of all mention those good girls who are having difficulty finding men? Their problem is one. They need skills for social engagement. They have built their life, their character, their career, their spiritual life and their personal life so well, but there's nowhere in our curriculum are women taught social engagement.
True.
That's the one area that is gap. And particularly when you find that they live a very religious life.
Yeah.
I hope you know that particularly Christians will have a difficulty dealing with their traumas because that's not a message there. It appears like you should forgive, just hand it over to God, don't hold grudges,
Yes.
don't hate anyone, just let go, don't let the sun go down on your anger. They misinterpret everything to mean like if you're wounded, you're unforgiving.
Oh.
So many of these girls, there's an area in their life. One, they don't know how to step out, be seen.
Oh.
It looks like they're being cheap.
You know what? That lady I was talking about was even a worship leader.
Yes. And I told you the problem with singers. You can't tell who they really are.
Yeah.
You really have to peel through many layers to find out the real person. So many of them, when they call themselves the worship leader, the intercessor, something like that, of that nature, they even change their voice and how they carry themselves and how they talk. They call everybody brother. They quote verses and they're just in that atmosphere. By the time you suggest love, you are carnal. Why would you think those things? So they get carried. You can't even tell what is her voice. Her voice has been taken by that. So you try to flirt, she takes you to scripture. Try to tease, she mentions power and resisting the desires of the flesh. So if we are correcting, rebuking, when shall we?
And edifying.
You know. So you can get caught up in that. And when they tell you they sing, ask them how many days they're in church.
4 days.
So you may find that they're only at work and church. There's no other life.
Yeah.
There's no other life.
Okay.
During dating, I've suggested for people to stop their leadership, to hand over leadership to other people.
I think so, yeah.
Just stop being too involved.
Let me just share a personal testimony. When I was in campus, I was a worship leader. And when I look back, I feel like it swallowed me up.
You did not have another life.
Yeah.
And we just don't know the balance because we are told the more you do, the better. You know, it shows your commitment. Your commitment. But your life is 3D.
Yeah.
One guy told me when he became a father, he was a player of all the instruments. You know that people just the reliable one. He can play the keyboard, the bass guitar. He can even lead singing. So he's a striker in that team. He's needed.
Yeah.
But when he became a father, he handed over everything and sat down in the pews. And they kept, no, please come, no. No. These kids are only kids once in a lifetime. I can always wait and come back.
Yeah.
And they adjusted. He told me it may not look very religious when you are just your baby.
Yeah.
And when so he told me, if you take leadership at this time, you have to go ahead of your family. They have to come to church alone, go home alone. That's why even you fall out with your children and they think church is yours, not theirs.
I know, yeah.
They said, no, while I need to be there for my family, I'll be there. I'm still as spiritual as I was. But let others play that role for now. It's not even a chance for the upcoming guys to find a place.
Yes.
I was telling you, those girls have two problems. One, they're not skilled on how to step out, to change their dressing, to do what Naomi told Ruth, to dress up and go up.
Yeah.
And they don't know, number two, how to deal with the past that prevents them from opening up and relaxing. So they hide, they use their faith not to heal, but to hide. They hide behind Christianism jargon.
Yeah.
And many of them have severe mother wounds, severe father wounds. Some were even molested or violated, some place in childhood. But you bring it up like you have not forgiven, so like you're holding grudges.
Yeah.
So the language of forgiveness. And we say that the sun should not go down on your anger in the context of daily annoyances.
Okay.
Those people who you can forgive 7 times 70 every day. The way they came ask, how many days do I forgive this guy? He keeps irritating me.
Yeah.
Some offenses are not offended in a day, they are offended in years.
Yes.
So some people don't come to God as sinners only, they also come as sinned against.
I think, sorry?
Okay, some people come to God as sinners, he forgives them. Others come where they're being sinned against, being violated for many years. That is not something you can forgive in a day because it doesn't happen in a day. You are violated for 10 years.
Yeah.
You're neglected, abused, suppressed,
Yes.
put down, crushed for years. You can't preach forgiveness to that person. Just forgive and let it go. Forgive and forget. So some of these girls are very damaged. Like this girl who repaired, who went to, refurbish a man.
How savage do you get? She was refurbishing.
That is low self-worth. I tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Take me wherever you want. But I tell you, the man will still give her problems down the line. She'll just not talk about it because she's addicted to the idea of marriage.
Yes.
He will give her problems.
And also, I think those people who speak well about an issue, they get a burden of continuity.
Yes.
You have to make it look positive for the rest of your life.
Yes. You die there silently.
Yeah.
So she did not have the skills on how to step out and be seen. Let me tell you, when you are the prize, oh my. When you have worked for so many years to make yourself that perfect spouse, prepared to be honest, to invest, when you are just willing to do life with a person, why stoop? You should just learn the skills of how to step up and be seen. Whatever it will take, learn to put the effort.
Yes.
And I enjoy training those kind of people because they are easy to sell. Let me tell you that. They are the easiest to sell. They have an organized life. They have character.
Yeah.
They are honest. These other calibers are very difficult to sell because they have huge flow. A person who drinks till they drop, how do you sell them to a brother to marry?
You can't sell. You can't sell.
Because my conscience won't allow me to recommend you to people when I wouldn't recommend you for my own brother. You still have so much paranoia. Your fingers are itching when you see my phone, and I've just stepped out. You must get into phone checks, this, check the other. You must track my car. You can't even mind your own business. You can't sleep when I'm sleeping. You're stalking like a ghost.
Yeah.
You can't even have peace.
Yeah.
That's not a human being you want to recommend.
That's true.
But if you have taken your time to be secure in your skin, and you're not always attacking this brother because he greeted that, because you have image issues, you don't think you're beautiful enough. I can't even work with female colleagues, female bosses. I can't even work with anybody because you're always comparing, following me, tracking me, stalking me. You become a haunting spirit. You know, brothers have married haunting spirits.
Monitoring spirit.
And he senses there's somebody looking at me. You know, that strange feeling.
Yeah.
You're being watched.
Yeah.
Who is watching me?
I know.
You know.
I met a lady who had tracked her husband. Like, she'd put a tracker on the car.
And he's so tired. Where do you get the time to listen to all my phone conversations the whole day?
So, also, the husband is a terrorist also. He doesn't care. He would go where he needs to go. He was a philanderer.
Yeah, if it gets there, just leave.
Just leave, I know.
If it gets there, there's no point.
So she would track and know which woman he's with and
So after you know?
So the philosophy was, it's better to know.
Okay, all right. You'll be killed by the people you know.
I know.
So we are saying those good girls, the solution is not to find a run-down vehicle and try to wake it up. That's not the solution. That's that kind of person, you'll upgrade them, and you've already taken leadership. If you are refurbishing me, who is leading?
I'm leading.
Thank you. Life doesn't work like that. Ladies, there's a book called, I think by Kevin Lehman, Women Who Try Too Hard. This is trying too hard. You should just learn social engagement. And remember, many of these women are also very stingy. Although they have a career and all that, they wouldn't invest in anything to get the right books, right conferences, right coaching. They wouldn't invest anything.
Yes.
The moment you tell them there's this book, so expensive, so let them pay the other cost.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. So why are then the bad girls irresistible? And I want to give you 2 reasons that are also a warning and an awakening to brothers. The one thing that these bad girls, when you say bad girls, you mean they don't care, the ones who don't uphold so many of those values.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think of the clubbing. The clubbing ones are too obvious. I'm talking about the charming ones. They are in church, they are at work, but the air they carry, this one. Many go to church as a tradition from how they were how they grew up.
Yes.
And they will get usually the mainstream churches. Be careful with them because they're more accommodating.
Yes.
If it's the SDA, if it's the Catholic, if it's the AIC, if it's the Anglican, generally is more accommodating. They also want young people, so they don't challenge you too much.
Yeah.
Young people, nowadays, young people just entertainment. They go to church to be entertained. They even bring DJs and people to just
100%.
entertain, just to keep them here. So they grew up being pampered.
Even the wealthy congregation, there's a very wealthy class that must not be disrupted.
Yeah. So don't imagine the obviously bad girls. Those ones at least are straightforward.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones this one has potential to do anything. Number one is that they do not, they seem like free spirits and adventurers. They invite the man to a free adventure. Now, if you see a man running off with a girl who just obvious gangster, he's drinking, it's not common. We are not discussing the bad boys, we are discussing the men who otherwise wanted a stable marriage. But the kind of human being they're running around with can't give that.
Okay.
It's that confusion we are trying to answer.
Okay.
Where does it come from? This kind of a guy, how is he running after this kind of a girl? A girl who is sly, who has so many secrets, so many exes, who has aborted and feels nothing about it. Some people aborted because of naivety and they really regretted and transformed. But others did it and repeated. And it's always a way out for them when they find themselves caught. If a person has no mercy on the fruit of the womb, why do you think they have mercy on you? If they can kill an innocent kid to get out of a situation, why would they not kill you to get out of a situation?
I know.
You are not their child. It's your pity. They can replace you easily, then can replace their own child. Brothers, we don't think when we fall in love. So I'm trying to help us to think. When you think we're in love. So really the first thing, these women, they're very permissive. And many of these brothers are usually living in a desert, emotionally.
Oh, emotionally. Yes. I like that. The assumption is physically.
No.
But also emotionally.
They don't have people willing to indulge them in pleasure.
Oh.
Their own life sets them somewhere where it's discipline, waiting, celibacy until the right time. Here comes a girl who anything goes. Okay?
Yeah.
And the most sly thing is they don't yap about what you did. They understand this game.
Oh.
They understand this game. Do you want a bottle? She can come with it.
Oh, okay.
Do you want this and the other? She'll bring it. Forget this once you have to go to club. That's too much work. She can come with 2 or 3 and you have good time, whatever.
Yeah.
They have a double life and they have learned to live that way, and they think That's okay. That's normal. You find that very alluring because they give you a chance to steal some fun, what you think is pleasure, to relieve yourself of all this proper. You know, you're always like a soldier.
Yeah.
Proper. So here is a person who's allowing you to
relax.
It looks like this is adventure.
Yes.
It looks like this is just relaxation. This is just
true
fun.
Love.
You know, and you can be carried into all this dreaming.
Yes.
And because they are this carefree, they also dress very seductive, which is very alluring. Because most of the ladies surrounding you have their principles. They don't just go entertaining the world with their body.
Yeah.
They dress well, but they dress decently. They may have, they're smart, but they're not seductresses. That's not what they do. This girl can dress anything.
Yeah.
And when you ask them, they tell you according to the occasion.
Yeah.
If it's a party, anything. If it's a church, they have the flowing one for the church. And because everybody is happy to see people wanting to change, when you come to church, they're happy to see you.
Yes.
Many people can't be challenged because they act like they're trying to change.
Oh.
Just a double life they've mastered. They
Yeah.
appear like they're working on it.
Oh my. That is so complex.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You see them coming, I'm happy at least they're coming, but they're not trying to change. So that double life deceives a brother here to think. That's one problem with the people who marry the new converts, thinking you help her grow, then you're trying to disciple her. She takes you to the life she's experienced in. You are new to it.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for you to get hooked. Another problem why these girls are very alluring is brothers take sex more seriously, but girls don't. After he sleeps with her, he doesn't want to leave her, so it doesn't look like he was just after that. He promised a lot of things, he overpromised. For a simple thing to them.
Oh.
For them, it's a simple thing. For them, it's a big thing. So this brother wants to follow up on his words, his promises. So he goes on to marry her, all this thinking, they want to lie. He's holding himself to a standard with a person who has no standard.
Uh-oh.
The mismatch between good men and bad girls happens because he's projecting who he is to her. And she's not that kind of person. Now, because he knows her potential to cheat, either he assumes it, thinks he is faithful, because she says, she confesses that she's faithful, but she does not have the capacity. What people confess and what they're capable of,
It's true.
is very different.
That is so true.
They can tell you this, but can they carry it out? Do you know faithfulness is work? To be true to one person,
Yeah.
you have to fight off many temptations.
I was watching another interview. The guy said, he was being asked by the interviewer what would happen if he cheated. He said, I can't. So he said, do you know me, I'm so alert that there was a time I was dreaming that some girl came to try and make moves on me, and I started to pray, and I woke up praying.
He's telling you he's on the guard.
Yeah.
Luckily for you, it's very hard for even a man to be raped. So on the side of men, they can decide.
They can decide.
A man can decide.
Yes.
A man can decide. So that man was not exaggerating.
Yeah.
He was saying, I don't intend on doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple.
I loved it. I think more men should be confident in themselves like
Yes,
that.
I don't intend on doing that.
Yeah.
And particularly when men have become the leader, the family, role model, the father, they know that their actions have ripple effect. You may do it there with Bathsheba in secret, but it will come so inside your home that one son will kill another one. The sword will never leave your house. There will be turmoil. You did it in a moment, but the consequences have ripple effects.
Yeah.
So men who are conscious are aware of where their actions go. So the lure with bad girls is that it's like they're giving him, life is not so serious, you will repent, take it easy. Now, you may repent and you receive your forgiveness, but the energetic change you did when you crossed some lines, you can't repent. the change will still carry on.
Yeah.
And people come 30 years later, after that kind of marriage, after that kind of foundation, to tell you there's serial cheating or there's contempt, there's disconnect, I don't feel this person, and it's like we are living parallel lives, there is no connection, conflict, high stress. And you try to take them back to the foundation that they want to say that is in the past. I'm telling them this is in the foundation of the building.
Yeah.
This is in the foundation, it's not in the past.
It's the present.
Yes.
Oh, that is powerful.
Yes.
The foundation
Yes.
will always be present.
Yes. That's where we are standing on. How weak it is, that's how the whole building is. How strong it is, that's how the whole building is. And people tend to bungle the foundation thinking they will cover it up. Oh, we have gone home. Oh, we have done a civil. Oh, we have done signed affidavit. People try to cover up, to whitewash. Oh, we have even done church wedding. And they're doing church wedding after 8 years of cohabitation. Who are you doing the church wedding for? So,
Yeah.
listen. Yes, people can change. But when it comes to finding who to partner with, the rhythm will be affected by how sound the foundation was. But the foundation is very slippery because you are wrestling against your own feelings. And after second date, you think, I'm sure this is the one I want to marry. I'm sure even if we do it now, it has no difference. I'm sure. And the rule is when you start touching, you stop talking. You start touching each other, you're no longer talking.
Yeah.
So when you're no longer talking, you're no longer learning this person. Blind spots all over.
Yeah.
And the second reason these girls are very attractive, very alluring, because they don't hold the man to a high standard. They have no standard themselves.
Yeah.
They believe in nobody is perfect, people make mistakes, everybody should be forgiven, give a second chance, it's never that serious, you never know what happens, even those who live right, you die, just live now, you only live once. That's their philosophy. So, because they have a very accommodating philosophy.
Yeah.
They don't require him. The right woman requires you. They don't even pressure you. Just by the way they live,
Yeah.
there's the way you must conduct yourself to be acceptable to her.
Yes.
If you don't conduct yourself that way, she doesn't judge you, but she doesn't engage you. Simple.
Yeah.
But because you want her and what she brings, you just have to measure up.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, these girls give the man what he feels like a release. That's why they usually leave the woman they built life with. To fly off with another toxic element, because the toxic element doesn't require him to live right. And they feel like they will have an adventure and freedom.
Yeah.
And only to realize the same way she has no standards with me, she has no standards for herself.
Yeah. I think even those women will seem to favor the male gender when they say they believe in polygamy.
Yes. You don't know what they're saying
Yeah.
about themselves.
Yeah.
If I'm allowing you to feel under, me too.
I'm not asking you, so don't ask me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they think, men think they're clever. Oh, this is the one who understands us.
Yeah.
You're duped. And because men can flaunt their behavior with many women,
Yeah.
but women can't flaunt.
Yeah.
They must do it quietly. They win the game more. They always win. They know you are the fool.
Tell them.
You think you are the one in charge,
Yeah.
and they enjoy it that way. Some two co-wives, one of the guys collaborated in the cheating. And they went all the way to bring HIV, and they finished the whole family. The man thought he's the one who is polygamous, but they have their own men outside there, and they cover each other. You know, when he's with you,
Yeah.
you communicate with me.
Yeah.
Rarely do men investigate the communication between women. I wouldn't be checking what you're telling your mother or your sister.
Yeah.
So that side, because it's away from his view, that's where they can organize their mischief.
Yes.
And then you think that your wives are friends, they're agreeing to this, and they put it that way, public. They put it that way. One of the singers tried to flaunt two wives. Later on, he was all character developed. He sang a song so bitter, caused an uproar. Because the first wife he built with, now he's trying to bring another. That first wife just left.
Yeah.
And then they saw this back and tell them there's no polygamy today. People have options.
Yeah.
People have options. There before, it was a way to get children, labor for the farm, and the woman to just have a home. She did not have an option for a home. All the doors were closed. There was no career openings.
Yeah.
There was no human dignity. Today we have, the world has opened.
Yeah.
Anybody to agree they know something you don't.
Yes.
So we are saying she may appear not to require you to be yourself. They may appear to give you a break from having to be right. But how long can you live a false life? You don't even know these rules. You're very easily duped. That's why they usually take away all your properties, your money, because they know this game. You are new to it.
Yeah.
They can always blind you with what you think is special, whatever you like. They can mold themselves to look the way you like.
Yeah.
So the rule here is, the moment a man thinks this woman is giving me a break for me to live right, he's also being lured away from who he is. And eventually he will realize she took control. The moment you went to a game, she knows more than you. She took control, and she can easily take away all the money and hard-earned wealth. Yes.
A very sobering show.
Yeah.
I hope the people that need to hear it have heard it.
Thank you.
I don't want to leave before reminding you to get yourself a copy of this book. Before You Say I Do is Benjamin's latest book. I've been reading it and I love it so much. It's really opening my eyes on what to look out for when I am just very close to getting married, so that you don't make a mistake and then you're...
Yeah.
Did you hear that there was a series that was done by a lady called Risa Teaser? How will I say it? Who the F Did I Marry? It was a whole series of how she married someone, she rushed into it, and it was really, really bad. So I think instead of being that person who's narrating a very bad story.
And casting.
Yeah. Just read this book.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, we've got a conference coming up.
Yes. May 11th. It's called Millionaire Moves.
I love it.
It's to help Africans to create wealth. We just want to create wealth.
Yeah.
We structure ourselves for it. Wealth is how you think about money, how you relate to money, how you translate your energy to wealth that can be passed on. Most of us, we translate our energy to survival. And we have been told to just get a secure job.
Yeah.
And when we have enough for ourselves, we relax.
Or we get married and get children and
Yes.
build a home. And
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all we are thinking. This time around, we want to think generational wealth, what you can give in inheritance. So we don't just want to think the inheritance comes from heritage. Heritage is the culture that creates the wealth. Inheritance is the wealth that you pass on.
Yeah.
So we want to build a heritage of creating wealth.
Wow.
If you give your children inheritance without heritage, they will lose the inheritance because they don't have the heritage that made you build the inheritance.
Yes.
So we want to build ourselves the ways of life that naturally accumulate wealth.
Yes.
And then when our children watch it, we teach it to them, they breathe it in, becomes their nature.
Yeah.
Like investing, like the stock exchange. Stock market is very rare for Africans. Only a few elite trade in it.
Yeah.
But they keep announcing what the Absa shares. I was seeing the other day, this time they're paying this amount. And they keep announcing it, but it's not in our conscience. We want to teach what opportunities look like,
Yeah.
what accumulates over the years, and some things like group insurance. Instead of giving companies all that money you're giving per year, when you're in the childbearing stage, you can group and you begin smaller package with the companies or insure yourselves. Just 5 of you, 5 friends.
Yeah.
People have done those things and then they avoid so much risks. Wealthy people always cover their risks, so you don't leave yourself exposed. You must have a health cover. Those things that you invest money in, don't leave it exposed and it is written off and you lose it. No. You always cover it. Always cover it. There's some things you're going to be discussing that is just doing it. It's not expensive to do it, but the difference it makes is very big.
It's big. Yeah.
Wealth creators understand the tax law so that they are not blindsided and caught off guard.
Yeah.
some of the talk, and you can always find a summary of it, what you need to know in your field. We're going to be discussing millionaire moves, the moves you can make now and build wealth, financial freedom, and liberate your generations after you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that it's not, just about how to make money.
You're right.
It's so many things. It's multidimensional, and I'm
Yes.
really looking forward to that. So please book your ticket. There are virtual tickets and also physical tickets. You're booking on www.benjaminzuluglobal.com, or you can make your order through our WhatsApp number +254 114 777 111. We look forward to seeing you on May 11th, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heartmans. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better